Tuombe. Mwenyezi Mungu mwingi wa rehema, mwenye kurehemu, tunakuja kwako saa hii tukiomba baraka na msaada tunapokutana pamoja katika mkutano huu. Tunaomba ulinzi katika mambo yaliyoko mbele yetu na tunaomba utuonyeshe namna ya kufanya kazi katika hali ya moyo wa kujitoa na furaha. Tupe uwezo wa kutafuta njia za kuwa bora katika kazi. Amen.
We may remain upstanding, please. Prayers in respect of departed souls. We now move to the item number 3, which is prayers in respect of the departed souls. Before we do the prayers, we would like to recognize and respect them. So I will request the secretary to read out their name for those who are with us and have passed away and are in their heavenly abode.
Engineers, this is the year 2021. Number 1, Engineer Tadei A. Ngota, who passed away on 15th October 2020. Mr. William Solomon Mlay, a SIP trainee, passed on 9th December 2020. 21, sorry. Engineer Elias Mangara, a lecturer at South, passed away on 10th December 2020. Engineer Pasco Hamuli, who passed away on 8th January 2021. Engineer Lazaro Jilungu, a Norpran, passed away on 16th January 2021. Engineer Theones J. Ngoboko, passed away on 18th January 2021. Engineer Mushubira L. Kamuhabwa, passed away on 19th January 2021. Engineer Forbet Karumba was a manager Ruasa Njombe, passed away on 20th January 2021. Engineer Bairi Magesa passed away on 21st January 2021. Engineer Juma H. Mbegete from Temesa HQ passed away on 24th January 2021. Engineer Charles S. Ogare from that passed away on 25th January 2021. Engineer Damson J. Mwayole passed away on 28th January 2021. Engineer Omari Mwinjaka passed away on 30th January 2021. Engineer Philip Shigera passed away on 4th February 2021. Engineer Hassan A. Mohammed from National Housing passed away on 7th February 2021. Engineer Benjamin Rugumia Heto passed away on 4th February 2021. Engineer Altashastan Ditie, MP from Kigoma, passed away on 12th February 2021. Engineer Charity Kasubi was at TBC, passed away on 13th February 2021. Engineer Musa J. Ndema, a manager from TANRoads, Dar es Salaam, passed away on 16th February 2021. Honorable Ambassador Engineer John Kijazi was a Chief Secretary General, passed away on 17th February 2021. Engineer Alan Y. Kusaga was MD Mana Consult Limited, passed away on 25th February 2021. Engineer Gilbert L. Chilewa from ACE Consultants, passed away on 28th February 2021. Engineer Brigadier General retired Stephen M. Ndazi was the CEO Shalom Engineering Limited, passed away on February 2021. Engineer Mary Mbowe passed away on 1st March 2021. Engineer Stephen Madaba, retired from TANESCO, passed away on 6th March 2021. Engineer Dr. Rowland Shirima a former PPRA CEO, passed away on 7th March 2021. Engineer Laurian E. Saileni from Tanzania Distilleries Limited, passed away on 2nd April 2021. Engineer Joram Adolf from Geita Gold Mine, passed away on 6th July 2021. Engineer John N. Nayopa from University of Dodoma, passed away on 7th July 2021. Engineer Daud R. Singo, a retired lecturer from DIT, it's no location of date. Engineer Eden D. Ringo, PSE consultant, passed away on 16th July 2021. Engineer Leonard Kapongo, was the CEO PPRA, passed away on 17th July 2021. Engineer Gertrude M. Victor, passed away on 22nd July 2021. Engineer Peter Raphael Muaria from UDOM, passed away on 27th July 2021. Engineer Elias John Kwandikwa was the Minister of Defense and National Service, passed away 2nd August 2021. Engineer Professor Justinian Anatori was the Deputy Vice Chancellor, IFM, passed away on 9th August 2021. And last but not least, Engineer Atanas L. Mwageni, passed away on 17th August 2021. I've also given another name, Engineer Jimmy Mauki, passed away in November 2021.
Are there any names whom we may have forgotten? We have Professor Matthew Luhanga, former Vice Chancellor of the University of Dar es Salaam. And last, Engineer Patrick Mfugale, CEO of TANROADS. Engineer Justin Liatu.
Engineer Emmanuel Mganyizi.
Engineer Masawe of Road Fund.
Emmanuel Mganyizi. Engineer Emmanuel Mganyizi.
Where?
Anapotoka Engineer Emmanuel.
Sikumbuki sana lakini nafikiri alikuwa halmashauri ya Same.
Okay.
Yes.
Same. Last but not least, we pay respect to our President John Pombe Magufuli, who was a great supporter of our cause and of engineers. We pray that all their souls rest in eternal peace. Amen. Please have a seat.
Tunaomba pia kuwajulisha kuna baadhi ya document za mkutano ziko mbele kwa wale ambao bado hawajapata, naweza kasogea wakachukua.
Thank you very much. We, as pointed out by the Executive Secretary, that the docket for the meeting is right in front of you. If it is missing, kindly walk to the nearest table, collect it. It has got all the proceedings of today's annual general meeting. So we have the 22nd IET Council and the notice of the 45th annual general meeting. The agenda is included. It is the 7th page. I request you quickly go through the agenda so that we can adopt unless if there is any amendment to it. The quorum is how much? Fellow engineers, I will just request the Executive Secretary to confirm if we have the quorum for today's annual general meeting.
Mr. President, according to the Constitution of the Institution of Engineers Tanzania, Section 1301 says the quorum at annual or special general meeting shall be 15th of those persons entitled to be present and vote. Thereafter, no business shall be transacted at any such meeting unless the quorum is present. Well, with this note, I confirm we have more than 15 members, and hence we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. I'm sure that you have the attendance sheet going around. Please fill it up and sign your name so that we can have it in our records. So we are on the item 4 of the proposed agenda. I request for adoption in case if you have any wish for correction or addition. Are we all okay with it? Can we have one word IA? Good. Fine. So the agenda is adopted unanimously. We go to item number 5, which is confirmation of minutes of the 44th AGM of December 2020. You have the minutes right in front of you. So we'll go page by page. The circulation of these minutes is only at the AGM, so we will have to go very quickly through it. So we are on page 1. Is anybody missing the docket, please? You don't have? Can we share the dockets in case... You have one extra. There. While he's going to get the minutes, let's say page number 1. Ziko mbili. Siwaje mbele lakini. Okay, page number 1. Page number 2. Page number 3.
Mr. President. Page number 2.
Yes, sir.
Item C. Status of branches, chapters, and divisions. So the newly opened branches include Tabora, Shinyanga. It should be Ruvuma, Katavi, and Mtwara.
Thank you very much. This has been noted. Page number 3.
Before page 3, Mr. Chairman, can I get a correct date on when the MOU was signed between IET and ERB? That is item I, because in the minutes it says September 3rd, September 2020, but in the chairperson's report, which is item A, item 2A, it says the MOU was signed in Dodoma in December 2020. So was it December or was it September? So we need to correct one of them.
September. 2A copy. It was September. This one.
I believe it was September because it says it was during the ERB day or Engineers Day. So perhaps in the chairperson, when we come to the chairperson's report, we can correct the month to September instead of December.
Yes, that is entirely correct. It's 3rd September 2020. I just wanted to go back to where it's written December. Can you point that out again?
September, it is on item I, page 2. Page 2, it says September. But when you come to chairperson's report, I quoted item 2, relationship with industry, and then item A.
It is agreed. Let us just go through the minutes. That report is yet to be read.
Yeah.
So when I read the report, I will mention the correct dates accordingly.
Okay.
Thank you. Page number 3. Page number 4. Page number 5. Page number 6. With the noted correction by past President Pembe, I would now request name of a proposer for the minutes. May I have a proposer? Engineer Bujulu. A seconder? Engineer Josh. But was he there? Was there, yeah? Okay. Ashwin Josh. Thank you very much. The minutes have been proposed and seconded for adoption accordingly. We now go to item number 6, matters arising from the 44th Annual General Meeting. These matters arising is available in the dossier. I will request our secretary to guide us through and very quickly. We need to finish this meeting in an hour's time.
matters arising from the minutes and the committee's report. AGM minutes, item 44.8A, CPD causes. IT carried out 2 physical CPD trainings and 7 virtual webinars during the year. The number of physical CPD trainings is low due to the COVID-19 pandemic. AGM to note. Item B, Annual Engineers Week. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, IT could not be able to organize activities during the Annual Engineers Week. However, the nominated 2021 engineering icon is Engineer Professor Ninatubu Mbora Lema. AGM to note. Item C, status of branches, chapters, and divisions. Most branches have continued to be active by carrying out different activities, including site visits and attending seminars. Few branches were not active due to the relocation of some of the leaders. Women Chapters has opened a new branch in Mwanza. The launch is expected to take place on 11th December 2021. AGM to note. Item D, Federations of Engineering Organizations. IT Council has continued to be an active member of World Federation of Engineering Organizations, WFEO, Federation of African Engineering Organizations, FAEO, and Eastern Africa Federation of Engineering Organizations, EAFEO. Currently, ITE is a paid-up member of all federations. AGM to note. Item E, recruitment of new members. During the year 2021, IT has registered a total of 99 members. IT is still inventing some different ways to increase new members, including signing a memorandum of understanding with different organizations, including TANROADS and RUASA. All paid-up members are awarded with a membership ID that carries 8 PDUs. AGM to note. Part F, life membership election. During the year, IT Council has approved 1 life member. IT is still encouraging members who have attained the age of 70 to join life membership. AGM to note. Iet Financial Status. IT is currently stable financially. Council has paid all debts. The T24 million share of rent at OAS, that's Office Augmentation Scheme in favor of National Construction Council, NCC, will be paid in installments in 2022. AGM to note. Item H, IT Mhandisi House. IT is looking forward to a dedicated floor in the Mhandisi House to be constructed in Dodoma by ERB. Council has formed a committee led by Engineer Martin David. The brief report will be presented by the President. Part I, IET, ERB Memorandum of Understanding. IT and ERB have formed a joint steering committee for the purpose of overseeing the implementation of the MOU. The committee of 6 members is chaired by Engineer Benedict Mukama. Currently, the committee is reviewing the implementation matrix, which will be ready by the beginning of next year. AGM to note. Item J, panel of experts. On 15th October 2021, IT Council officially launched the panel of experts. Different stakeholders from the public and private sector were invited. Evaluation of members will start by mid of December 2021. Organizations dealing with strategic projects are invited to start using our experts, AGM to not. I submit, Mr. President.
We have the matters arising read out by our secretary. Any comments on the matters arising or any additions? Engineer Bujolu? It's
Hello? Okay, on item F, life membership, I remember we discussed that when members attain the age of 55, they can elect to become life members by paying the difference between age of 70 and 55. Remember, 55 is the age of voluntary retirement. So sometimes people find it difficult when they are retired to get subscriptions. So you can keep that one clear to members.
yes, we had spoken and approved that, but I will just request immediate past president just to clarify that again for the benefit of the members.
Yes, sometimes we discuss and agree that if a member who has attained the age of 55 will desire to become a life member, then he can pay the subscription for the remaining 15 years in advance, and then he'll qualify to be a life member. So if there's any member now between the age of 55 and 60 and who would like to be a life member in advance before reaching the age of 70, then he can pay the annual subscription for the remaining years and make an application to be a life member. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Any other matters arising? Yes, sir.
On the same F, perhaps, Mr. Chairman, maybe it will be good for completeness of the records to mention the names of the two members who were awarded life membership, instead of just saying two life members. I believe it will be better to also mention the names. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That has been noted, and the matters arising will be rectified accordingly with the names. Any other matters arising? So if we quickly look at the minutes of the meetings to see if we have skipped any matters arising, I would like to point out item number G, page number 2, Iet Financial Status. Roman 2 was very clear that we have an accrual form of accounting, and since a good number of members had not paid their dues, our annual accounts was showing that we were carrying forward profit. So we were requested by our auditor that this be ratified. So in 2019, we had agreed that we had about 86 million shillings in arrears, And in 2020, we had agreed that to be written off. So I would like just our Vice President in charge of FIAC to request that it be written off at this AGM and to confirm it's being written off. No.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I remember we had presented this in our last AGM, and as you understand, we've got a challenge of having a number of arrears, especially in subscription. We tend to have huge numbers in our records, however, most of them uncollectible. So to keep our books in order, we had requested to write off the sum of 86,030,000. So as per the President, Chairman's statement, we are now requesting confirmation of the AGM to write off that amount, and I'll put more clarification during the Honorary Treasurer's report, as I'll have a chance to present it on behalf of the Treasurer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just a point of order. We are not requesting, because this was already requested and confirmed. So at the moment, it is just for you to note that this was supposed to be included in the audited accounts, which he is going to present in due course. We go to page number 3. If there are any items which we have missed out as matters arising. Page number 4. Page number 5. So we can do it as a No. ITS started utilizing this, although it was not very effective. Members were encouraged to mention ITS. Are they doing it as an administrator? We can mention. Yeah. So we record it.
Now, if you go to page number 5, in the President's report, item F, arbitration and adjudication. It says, reported that IET has started utilizing arbitration and adjudication services, although it was not very effective. Members were encouraged to mention IET as arbitrator and adjudicator in their projects contracts. This was last year. We agreed that we should mention IET as arbitrator and adjudicator. I'm not sure how many of us have done that, and I had requested the chairman for just to mention this as chairman of the Finance and Administration. This is an administration issue, but more a finance issue, as arbitration and adjudication are also sources of income for the institution. Maybe just on your permission, Mr. Chairman, I'm not sure how many near arbitrators. Do we have any arbitrator here? If there's any arbitrator, may you raise your hands, please. Deo maybe, I know Engineer Manga. So guys, you can see there is an opportunity, and of course myself, I am getting into arbitration. I've already done my initial course to become an arbitrator. You can see in this entire group here, it's only 3 of us. There is an opportunity in arbitration and adjudication to members individually, but also to the institution as a source of income. So again, we are encouraging members to join and become arbitrators, adjudicators, but also use it in your contracts and advertise our institution as an arbitration unit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vice President. Now we move to agenda item number 7, which reads President's Annual Report. The salient points are in the dossier, but the actual report will be read out by me. It says, Honorable guests, Vice Presidents, past Presidents, Council members, invited guests, fellow engineers, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank you all for attending this AGM of IET. It has been our tradition to meet annually to exchange information on the welfare of our institution. This includes, amongst others, to deliberate on the President's, Honorable Treasurers, and past year's audited financial reports before discussing and approving the next year budget. It is a great honor for me to present this final report for the year ending 2021. During the past years, we have seen many changes taking place in our beloved country. In 2020, it was the election year, and everyone was elated by the election results and coming again into power His Excellency Dr. John Pombe Joseph Magufuli. However, it is with great sadness that we had to lose our President. We pray for his soul to rest in eternal peace. Amen. We now have at the helm President Samia Suluhu Hassan as our President. She has shown great and unwavering trust in the engineering profession and leadership of our great nation. We have witnessed many of our fellow engineers occupying higher offices in the government, ranging from ministers, deputy ministers, chief secretary, and permanent secretaries and deputies, parastatal board members, to chief executive officers. We therefore thank our President for the confidence in us. It is the responsibility of every engineer to ensure that we reciprocate the trust bestowed on us by not letting down the sixth phase government in its project of national interest, including being in the forefront of the industrialization of our nation. During the year, Council has made tremendous work. I am pleased to report as follows. Number 1, membership. Currently, the institution has a total of 4,568 members. Despite COVID-19 pandemic challenges, this year we have managed to register a total of 99 members, as last year there were 4,469 members only. In order to increase more members, IT has implemented measures that include cooperation with related associations by signing of Memorandum of Understanding. We have done with ASSET and look forward to sign with both TANROADS and RUASA. And fortunately today, we were also in discussion with the presentation from PCCB, and he has also asked us to look at the same with PCCB so that they can look at the code of ethics and integrity as far as engineers are concerned. Item number 2, relationship with the industry. IT has a very good relationship with the industry. IET is cooperating with public and private organizations as well as international cooperation. A MOU was signed between IET and ERB at the annual Engineers Day in Dodoma on 3rd September 2020. An implementation matrix is progressing well. A joint steering committee of 6 members has been formed, which is now being led by Engineer Benedict Mukama. P. MOU with ASSET. IET has signed a memorandum of understanding with ASSET on 2nd December 2021 during the annual conference. The MOU will enhance cooperation in different activities, including capacity building and FIDIC trainings. C. MOU with TANROADS and RUASA. IET is intending to sign MOU with both organizations. With the improved cooperation, we are expecting mutual benefit. D. We have built a working relationship with the World Bank. The cooperation strategy is planned to address environment and occupational safety in the country. We have basically given them 2 media clips, each lasting for about 45 minutes, and they are very happy with it, and they have adopted it to be circulated worldwide. So I believe that we deserve a huge round of applause as well. At the moment, high-level discussions and visits have been undertaken with TANROADS, Plasco, Nabaki, and Coca-Cola in order to address areas that we have mutual advantages in. Item number 3, activities in the year 2021. Training. We managed to conduct only 2 physical trainings which were very well attended. The number of trainings were low due to COVID-19 pandemic. B. Webinars, virtual seminars. This year, we have managed to hold 7 virtual seminars. Most of webinars were well attended. We have in record about 450 engineers who have benefited. C. Site visits. We successfully carried out 3 site visits to Tanzanite Bridge, as well as its access roads, standard gauge railway, and the abattoir. All site visits were attended well by the engineers, and I'm sure they learned a lot. Item D. Extraordinary Annual General Meeting. Council held the extraordinary AGM to include in the Constitution immediate past president to be part of the council. Members had approved, hence starting this council, IPPs will be sitting in the council. Fellow engineers, this has got a very good historical advantage and we would like to maintain it, and the fruit of it is when we were asked a question and the IPP was right here to enable us give a swift response. Item E, EXCO and council meetings. All were held on virtual platform using Zoom. We have our own Zoom facilities, and at any one time, we can organize a virtual meeting. Item F, committee meetings. All committee meetings were held regularly and on time. Item G, adjudication. This year, IET conducted 2 matters of adjudication. One is almost concluded. Members are encouraged to use IET in adjudication and arbitration matters. I will add on to what our Vice President Gwakisa has mentioned, that under FIAC, he will request all members when they go back to their firms, encourage them that when they sign the contract, include IET as the adjudicator. It will not only help us, but it will also raise our standards. Item H, panel of experts. Council has managed to launch the panel of experts. Secretariat is still recruiting members of the panel. So far, 30 members have submitted their applications. So we have a list of those experts who can be delegated to those areas wherever we are required to do so by the government or by the private sector. Item I, membership application. Council has managed to create online membership application through the website. You do not need to come to our offices to look for the hard copies. You just go through the website and manage to log in your application. Item J, IET has paid up members, and all these paid up members, IET paid up members are now given ID cards, and like it was mentioned in the matters of arising, you get 8 PDUs for the membership card. So it will be very useful when you go to renew your license. Item number 4, engineering icon. This year, we elected engineering icon as Professor Ninatubu Matthias Lema. Believe me, fellow engineers, he is a very deserving icon. We went through the process. We just do not elect anybody randomly. And he proved to the council that he deserves to be our engineering icon. I request that, like if you look at Institution of Civil Engineers or the American Society of Civil Engineers, they have what they call chartered engineers. We also need to recognize our eminent engineers, engineers who have excelled, engineers who are icons, engineers who are past presidents. They have contributed a lot to the profession. I move the motion that we include in our constitution, and we will call for a special meeting, or can we do it now? Can we do it now? No. We will request for a special annual general meeting which will allow for a change in the constitution to recognize such engineers to be called eminent engineers, so that when they write down their name, they can call themselves in eminent engineer, EE in bracket IET. With due time, we will come back to you on that. Item number 5, the journal. The publishing of journal has now been finalized through online journal managing system. Okay. We commend Dr. Vitalis Mdume and his committee for enabling this. Individual papers will now be available through our website and will be circulated throughout the world. So whenever you Google, you will be able to download any paper which will be on our website. The system will also accommodate online conference proceedings. I think this is a wonderful achievement which has been managed, and it will keep us in the global arena. Item number 6 is the Mhandisi House. During the last year annual general meeting, the AGM requested that whatever developments are there should be brought to this AGM. So what I can tell you is that we plan to occupy a space at ERB Mhandisi House to be constructed in Dodoma. The committee is looking at the possible development. It is being chaired by Engineer Martin David. I can only urge that in order to be successful, let us all be shareholders. If we are shareholders collectively, we will have an investment in place, not only for IET, but also for us as engineer. May I request Engineer Martin just to shed a light here before I go further?
Thank you, Mr. President. Vice Presidents of IET, former past presidents, protocol has been observed. Diana, if we can get a projection, please, for later. I was chairing a committee, a small committee, to look at 2 options regarding this project called IET Mhandisi House. So don't confuse it with ERB Mhandisi House. This is IET Mhandisi House. So we had two options, because I want to be brief here. We had two construction options. Option number one is to try and use the Mhandisi House, the ERB's Mhandisi House, whereby we are going to share a floor. We are going to pay for the cost of one floor in that proposed Mhandisi House. That is option number one. Option number two is to acquire another plot, possibly in Dodoma, and then we construct an IET Mhandisi office. So there are two options. One is to utilize a floor to contribute funds towards construction of one floor on the proposed ERB Mhandisi House. So the first issue that we tackled was to actually consult with ERB to see if there's a possibility of them to give space to either to put an extra floor or to contribute to one floor. So ERB had actually no objection to that idea. So what needs to be done is for formal consultations between IET and ERB. Obviously, there's an MOU, as you properly heard, from the President that was signed last year or last 2 years between ERB and IET, ili washirikiane. So I'm just going to talk about these two options now. Option number one, we are going to go into the 11 floors. The building of ERB, the proposed Mhandisi House, is actually 11 floors. These floors have got different sizes and different areas. So our proposal as a committee is to utilize the smallest spaces in that pie area, floor number 5, 6, or 7, or we put an extra floor at the top, whereby the area is about 205 square meters, the whole area of the footprint of these floors. So what we did was to go into detail and do a fit-out design. Okay, so we took the footprint and then we designed the footprint, a fit-out, offices and etc. So we got floor area for offices about 124 square meters, common areas are 46 square meters, and the remaining other areas, ablutions, etc., is 34 square meters. So the total is about 202 square meters. There are obviously caveats or issues regarding this proposal. One is obviously we have to share, there are shared facilities like parking, lift installations, it's going to be shared, fire systems, common areas like staircases, generator set, fencing, gate, water tanks, and sewage systems. So these are going to be shared. So we engaged a QS to estimate what cost it is going to take IET to put into that investment. So the cost that we came up with, it's just a cost estimate, is 355 million shillings, including VAT and risk allowance. There are obviously exclusions to this option. That is, the cost of land is not included, cost of permits, cost of loose furniture, and obviously the major issue that is excluded is common shared facilities like power, water, sewerage systems, and the items that I mentioned on top. So the cost is 355 million, excluding the shared facilities. Now the option number 2 was to acquire a separate plot and construct the proposed IET Mhandisi House on that particular plot. Now we did a concept design of a standard plot, about 1,400 square meters, which we propose to be, I think we think it's going to be in Dodoma. So the design, the building space, the area is 380 square meters. So we've got 380 square meters of office footprint, which is bigger than the 202 square meters on that fixed Mhandisi house design that you remember of option 1. It is a single-story building. If I go into areas, it's like the President Office, 45 square meters, Executive Secretary's Office, 22 square meters, Account 21, General Areas, General Office, 14 square meters, Parking Areas, 417 square meters, Green Areas, 502 square meters. We have a generator shed, 6 square meters, etc. Now, coming to the cost estimate of this option, where we are going to acquire plot and put up a building, obviously the area is bigger than when we think about Mhandisi House. The cost is 606 million shillings, including VAT and risk allowance. And this excludes the following. One is the cost of land, that is, land acquisition is not included in the cost, and loose furniture. So there are a few takeaways that we got from the two proposals. I'm just going to go into my laptop quickly. It's just 2 bullet points. One is that if you look at the two options, one is bigger than the other. Oh my God. One is bigger than the other in terms of area. One is obviously 202 square meters, and the other one is 380 square meters. This is the area of the office space. Now, the two takeaways that I wanted to discuss or present here is that Mhandisi, option number 1, which is Mhandisi House, belonging to Engineers Registration Board. ERB is a government agency, so there is an MOU between IET and ERB, but they're a government entity, and that arrangement needs to be confirmed, and it is quite a risky option, although it is possible. The other takeaway, so the ERB and IET need to sit down and talk and see what are the possibilities. It looks like in terms of costs, the new building, if we do our plot, is 600 something million. And then if we consider the Mhandisi House is 355, it looks cheaper, but we have not included the cost of common facilities. I don't know, Mr. President, if you allow me to show the sketch of the proposal, or in the interest of time, we should not go that far. Okay, very quickly. Can you plug? Get this one. This one. You see? Can you see? Yeah? Nothing? Anyway, if it doesn't show, then we don't need to waste time over it, but it is a nice little concept. Yeah, can you see? Yeah, great. Yeah, basically those are the elevations that you see there. The rear elevation at the top and the right elevation at the bottom. It's quite a heavy file, so it takes time to load. But anyway, we would like to thank Interconsult, who actually volunteered to do the QS and architectural input for this assignment. Asante sana, over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Martin, for a very comprehensive presentation. This AGM, as it was requested that we have a way forward, may I have any comment on this particular presentation, please? Yes, sir.
We have been given two options, and it's quite clear that given the situations and the caveats that presenters presented, if I were to be asked, I will go for option number 2. Having our own plot, our own property, that will be easier, because this other venture with the government and the shares facilities going around is this in operations may bring about a lot of difficulties. So we better go for our own land, our own properties elsewhere. And perhaps my other question will be, where is this place? Because if IT building can be closer to this Muhandis, can also be something. Can we know where is this plot, or it's not located yet? Thank you, Mr. Chair. I submit.
Thank you very much. Before I go to you, Deo, I would just request our immediate past president in Yamanga to respond to this particular issue, because I believe that everybody has got the same feelings about it. Engineer Manga?
Yes, Mr. President. I have heard what I believe it's Engineer Nko. Yeah. There is a law now in Tanzania called Unit Title Law, which allows co-ownership. But we need to check and confirm whether that is also applicable with the government as one of the co-owners. We'll sort out that one. If it allows, then it's really working out the kind of engagement between the owners. Yeah, it may probably bring in some challenges rather than maybe owning our own facilities. But I think before we make a final decision on that one, probably let us check again the law and see how, to what extent that unit title allows us to be co-owners with a government property. I think that's a proper way. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Engineer Manga. May I ask Deo for his comments, please?
My view is not very different from what we have from Engineer Nko. The main issue is that although we might have our own land, the location matters, and possibly putting just one building for our operations is not economic. What we should be thinking is, even if we are putting the first floor and then the rest we are renting, generating income from that particular building. So going our way, but thinking for the future, maybe put a story, 3-4 stories, use those areas for training and whatsoever. So, or if the bottom line, according to our Swahili frames, and the next, that's the normal thing we will think of if you are in a better position to manage your own location. So get a proper location, which can be easy for business as well for other issues. So having just our own house and remaining in our own house does not make sense as an institution.
Thank you very much, Engineer Deo. Your comments are very valuable to us. Anybody else? I would love to request this AGM to allow the council to further deliberate on this and go forward with the right proposal based on the comments which we have received. If we get the mandate and your trust in the council, we can go forward with it forthwith. May I request your confirmation, acceptance, or denials? Can we mandate the council to look into this based on the comments which have been made? If you are all okay, then let's raise our hand. Aye. Thank you very much. I just admire for the confidence you have bestowed on us, and we will not let you down. Thank you. Engineer Martin, thank you very much. You have done wonderful, and we have the pleasure to recognize you. We go to item number 7, which is the financial status. Iet has met all its current financial obligations. At the moment, we have paid up all our debtors except for National Construction Council, whereby we are supposed to pay them the share of the rent which we had collected from the previous tenants, and that will now happen in 2022 after having made an agreement with NCC. Item number 8 is office, which we have moved at. It is our own building. It's on the 6th floor at Azikiwe Street, called OAS, Office Accommodation Scheme. The point I'm raising here is that our office is in the right location, very beautiful place, CBD. However, we need to work on it. The internal arrangement, the partitioning, and to make it presentable is something which is remaining. We are in discussion with Nabaki and Coca-Cola. I will be happy to inform you by the next AGM that we have managed to get this support from them and have very modern office facilities. So this is for your note. Item number 9 are the challenges which we have noted. Major challenges facing the institution for now is that majority of members do not pay their membership fees on time. This year, only 12% have paid their fees. This is in 2021. With this few collection of membership fees, it is difficult to manage affairs of the institutions. Hence, members are cordially requested to pay their membership fees on time. I'm sure this will be further elaborated by our acting treasurer, because our honorable treasurer could not attend today's meeting. It has been taken over by Engineer Gwakisa. Organizations are also requested to pay membership fees for the engineers and technicians. I was in discussion yesterday with one of the engineers who said that his organization where he belongs to do not honor these membership fees. I believe that being member with an institution like ours is an added advantage to the organization as well. And soon, after us having this MOU in place, there will be more to earn by the firm. So please, I believe and I request that you, when you go back to your firms, if you can politely ask them to meet these obligations. I take this opportunity to commend ERB, which now requires every registered engineer to be a paid-up member of IET when he or she applies to renew his or her license. I have a way forward which partly was presented to the council, and partly discussed with my exco. The first item was during the IET presidency of Dr. Runyoro. We attempted to look at the professional trade certification of our fellow engineers, technicians, supervisors, inspectors, artisans, and craftsmen. We should collaborate with higher learning institutions to provide requisite specialized certifications that are demanded by foreign companies for particular jobs. This was also discussed by our Honorable Minister, and he actually commended us to go forward so that we recognize our own technicians and we certify them rather than depending on technicians or engineers from outside. In order to recognize that, the IET panel of experts has been formed. It was launched this year by chaired by Dr. Hamisin Jatabura, our Vice President, and from what we have planned, the demands of the country should be met within. The second item is basically welfare of every engineer will be considered by engaging insurance firms to provide medical cover and life insurance that also covers critical health support. Discussions with NHIF and Alliance Insurance is in progress. We also had the opportunity to speak to CRDB, and we believe that they will also come up with a new proposal. Once we get this proposal firmed up, we are going to take it to the EXCO, and thereafter confirmation from the council, and then circulate it on our website for each and every member to be able to read through and provide or give us his comments. Item number 3 is, it has been our practice that the President of the United Republic of Tanzania is the patron of the institution. During the meeting with the past presidents, this was raised and we were asked to pursue this. So I would like this August gathering to understand that this council will pursue this with the minister in order to ensure a successful outcome. The good thing is that Honorable Minister Mbarawa is open to us. He has already agreed for us to have a courtesy call at a short notice, so this will be to our advantage. Item number 4 is the continued professional development. IET through the various MOUs will collaborate with the relevant institutions and experts in order to ensure that CPDs and capacity building are carried out regularly. We have agreed that together with our secretariat, we are going to strengthen it up so that we, from early next year, have trainings every 2 weeks of covering those items which are relevant, which are important and necessary so that we can march into 4IR without any problem. Fellow engineers, we held all our meetings according to the calendar and most council members attended the meeting. I therefore once again take this opportunity to thank all IET management, including Engineer Gwakisa Makusa, Engineer Professor Kaseva, Engineer Dr. Hamisi, and the council in general for the good work they have carried out. I also thank all the IET members for supporting the institution, and we urge you to continue with your steadfast support. The Executive Secretary of the institution, Ipiana Moses, has shown great dedication in his responsibilities and duties. He is, we call a one-man stop shop. He tries to do so many things at the same time, but I, together with our council, have promised him that we're going to give him an assistant early next year so that he can be more productive to all of us. The Executive Secretary is being supported at the moment by our accountant Amos and Secretary Violet. Both are showing very high competency. I commend them for their exemplary performance. With these many words, I hereby submit this report for your adoption. Thank you very much. May I request this report to be adopted by all present here. If you are in agreement, raise your hand. Aye. Thank you very much. The report is now adopted. We go now to the item number 8 of our agenda, which is the Honorary Treasurer's I have been reminded that in the President's report, do you have any item for discussion, please? Please.
Hello.
Not for discussion, Chair.
Yeah.
Not for discussion, but just a small correction. And item number 4, I think the name of Professor Ninatubu, the other name is Mbora and not Matthias. Just
Thank you
for-
very
for
much.
correction.
That has been noted. Yes, sir.
Hello. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mine is a contribution on the challenges that you have mentioned, item 9. This is in regard to payment of annual fees for the engineers. Just a contribution. As I remember previously, branches, I think, were given room to collect fees and to retain some percentage in their branches. I don't know how far this has gone, but for me, I still think this initiative is still a good to carry it over to the branches. Probably you might need to have seminars with the branch leaders and have this initiative done. I believe through branches, we can have more members paying the fees to this. In line with that, I think sometimes in such meetings like this one, we used to recognize the branch leaders. Don't know if we are no longer doing that. Why am I saying this? Is kind of motivational to the branches performing well. If you recognize them like in these meetings and they can show what they have done throughout the year in their branches, I think we need to come up with this one and support the branches. I'm sure using branches we will be able to achieve better than what we have mentioned. The last one, probably that would help. I think probably the initiative of Memorandum of Understanding. I would suggest if you can speed up to the private institutions. I know and I understand many of the private institutions, the engineers are very busy, such that they probably would like to pay the fees, would like to participate in the IET activities, but at some point they are very much occupied. Hopefully, if we can have this more with these institutions or companies, at some point they may put them in their calendars, and probably it may be effective. So I would comment if you can speed up on this as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. A very good contribution. We have noted that, and I also been advised by the IPP that it is in the Constitution. So we will be reverting to you unless you want to add something. Do you want to add? It's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I think this Engineer Pamphile. Yeah, I think what Engineer Pamphile said is welcomed, and it is true that according to the Constitution, the branches can retain 40% of the subscription and remit 60% to the HQ. And also the branches could motivate their members or engineers rather in the area to join IT and even to pay a subscription. The Secretariat usually at the beginning of the year issues an annual calendar which could also be shared with the branches, and they could also likewise share with the members so that they are able to plan to attend IT activities that are organized by the Secretariat. I hope we got you very clearly. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Engineer Manga. And I think we have managed to respond very well. Any other observation? Thank you very much. We go to now item number 8, Honorary Treasurer's Annual Report, which is going to be presented by Engineer Gwakisa.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'm presenting this report on behalf of Engineer Esther Christopher, and I'll try my level best to go bilingual in so as to comply to our constitution. Katiba yetu inatambua lugha zote mbili, au tuna uhuru wa kuongea any of the two. I would like to use both. Honorary Treasurer's Report for the year 2021. Honorable President, fellow engineers, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to submit this annual general meeting, the Honorary Treasurer's Report for the year 2021. This report covers 3 items. I hope everybody has the Treasurer's Report in your docket. Everybody has seen the Treasurer's Report, so that we go together instead of... Do we all have the Treasurer's Report? Thank you. So we'll be discussing 3 main items: the financial situation as of November 29th, 2021, the proposed budget, and then I'll take you through the audited accounts. Financial situation as of November 29th, 2021. Honorary Treasurer's monthly report to the Council. The Honorary Treasurer continued to submit to the Council monthly reports of income and expenditure, bank and cash book balances, other details relating to financial matters as required. Bank balances at November 29th, 2021. Branches are also collecting subscription of members residing up country and then duly banking in the IET bank account. It's per the discussion which just went through. However, we are encouraging this ratio to be taken over, because the thing is, the challenge that we are facing, the subscriptions are still on a very, very lower side. So we think if we push from the branches side, maybe we can get a chance to increase our subscriptions. From our NBC Samora Avenue account, the current account with NBC Samora Avenue branch, account number here has a balance of 1,106,717.27. CRDB Bank Tower branch. At CRDB Bank Tower branch, we have got actually 4 accounts. We've got a general account which has got 3,072,498. We've got an investment account. The investment account is the one that we normally use for conferences and stuff, so that's why you see it's a bit heftier. As it was 71,155,665,164. And the client account has got 31,346,337.26. So in total, in the institution's account, we've got 105,574,500.9. But also we have got an account under the women chapter, which has got a sum of 35,937,118.14. Annual subscription. The annual subscription for many members remain outstanding despite of the continual effort of reminder and follow-ups. Table 1 presents the institution situation comparing this year with the previous years. As you can see, bado subscriptions zetu ziko chini. If you look at it percent-wise, from 2015, we were at least at around 15%. We went down to 10, then we up to 12%. We went down to 9. Now in 2012, our subscription rate are in the tune of 12%. Still, our subscription is very, very poor. I would encourage, maybe it's a matter of all of us, let's join hands, let's work together and push and make sure that we all become members, and not just members, but paid up member. With clear trend from the above table, the membership should simply be written down to paid up members, as we are only collecting a small amount, as indicated in the table. It's only 12.81%. Now, as you can remember, in the 44th AGM, we had made a bad debt of 86 million from 769 members with long outstanding. Now, this year, if you go to the, I'll take you through later in the financials, but quickly, if you all have the financial accounts. If you open your financial accounts, note 3, page 12, in the receivables. In the financial, in the docket that you've been given, there are financial statements. If you go to page 12 of the financial statements, item 1, or note 3, item 1 is subscription. Have we seen it? Has anyone seen it, so that we go together? And I see a hand if you have seen it, please. Okay. Now, as you can see, item 1 is subscription. Subscription in arrears is one. Ipiana, check me the constitution item on subscription. Subscription in arrears is 183,003,000. Those are subscription in arrears. Now, if we go to our constitution, I would request the ears to read the constitution just quickly so that we move together.
Section 6, entrance fees and annual subscriptions. Section 6, entrance fees and annual subscriptions. Item 6.04, subscription dues on election and thereafter on the 1st January. All subscriptions shall become due on admission or selection and thereafter on the first day of January of each succeeding year for the year commencing on that day, but a member transferred from one class to another shall not be required to pay the subscription appropriate to the class to which he has been transferred. Sorry.
Now, if you go to our constitution, Article 6.07, first Article 6.06 says all entrance fee and annual subscription shall be payable to the institution. Then 6.07, arrears. A member of any class whose annual subscription or installment of entrance fee is more than 12 months in arrear shall not be entitled to attend or take part in any meeting or function of the institution that may be held, or to receive any notice or any publication of the institution that may be issued before he has paid his dues in full or until such payment, to exercise any of the rights or privileges of membership or to vote. Hiyo si iko clear jamani? Tumeisikia? Labda Advocate Manga, naomba kwa sababu kuna kitu nitaka niombe sasa AGM tukubali. Clarify to please. Okay, nasema mtu akiwa above 12.
Yeah, members, literal translation ya hii section ya constitution ina imply kwamba if you are in arrears for more than 12 months, technically you are eligible to be deleted from the register of the institution. Sasa tujawa na tabia ya kudelete, ila tumekuwa na tabia ya ku write off hizi arrears on our books, kwa sababu zina remain ni kwamba ni receivable na zinaweza zika reflect kwenye account kwamba we're making a substantial profit wakati eventually we won't get that money. Sasa I think the request for me clarify ni kwamba the constitution allows the institution to delete members who are in arrears beyond 12 months. That is, if the next due payment is this January 1st of this year, and if by January or this year, if by January next year you have not paid, then you are eligible to be deleted from the register of the institution. Thank you.
Asante kwa ufafanuzi, Engineer Advocate Menye Manga. Sasa nilimuomba Advocate Manga, hapa nitatumia advocate zaidi kwa sababu ya mambo ya kikatiba. Niliomba atusaidie kufafanua kwa sababu what I'm going now to request to you members is, katiba yetu nasema kukiwa na zaidi ya miezi 12 in arrears, huyo mtu ambaye yuko kwenye arrears for more than 12 months hayuko entitled kupata any benefits za hiyo membership. Mfano, kwenye AGM yetu tulisema ile participation fee ni kwa members ilikuwa ni 350 kwa members, 350,000. Kwa non members ni 400,000. Kwa mtu ambaye ana arrears za zaidi ya miezi 12, 350,000 technically you are not entitled for 350,000. Unatakiwa ulipe 400,000. That is what we are talking about. Maana yake wewe uko in arrears, maana yake hutakiwi kupata benefits zozote kama member wa institution. Same applies kwenye communication. Tuna magroup ya WhatsApp mengi tu. Maana yake ukiwa kwenye arrears tunatakiwa tukuondoe kwenye ile magroup. And so forth and so forth. Same applies ukiwa kwenye arrears, kukiwa kuna anything hapo katikati kimetokea, unataka taasisi ifanye anything, you are not entitled for any. But all in all, my point was, procedure ya deregister ni kutoa kwenye magazeti. Manake sasa itabidi tuorodheshane majina yetu, tupeleke kwenye magazeti, tuonyeshe hapa Engineer Pamphile Mumi, mfano tu, you're not in arrears, brother.
Yeah, but I've paid, mine.
It's just an example. Kwa unasema tunapeleka kwenye gazeti pale, Daily News, kwa kila mtu anayesoma Tanzania nzima ataona kwamba kuna engineer huko anaitwa Pamphile hajalipa fees, na kwa sababu tutasema sababu kwa nini tuna deregister. That is what we are supposed to do. So before going to that, I would encourage all of us, tutatoa tena notice members wote kuwakumbusha na kuwaeleza our intention to deregister. Sasa, having said that, na nimeonyesha hii not free subscription in arrears, again tunalazimika kuja tena kwenye AGM hii kuomba provision for bad debt na kufuta a sum of milioni 183 sorry. Provision for doubtful debt, yeah, actually, it's the entire 183. It's all in arrears, yeah. The subscription in arrears, they're requesting for the entire subscription in arrears. It's already imevuka mwaka. So it's 183 and 3,504. So you can see kuomba tena kufuta. Mwaka jana tu tulikuja tukaomba kufuta milioni 86. 99% ni subscription. Mwaka huu tunakuja kuomba tena kufuta milioni 183 bad debts. 99% ni subscription. Kwa tunaomba AGM itukubalie tufute tena hizi bad debts this year. So I'll continue with the Treasurer's report now. We will make this decision at the end. The proposed income tracking budget of 2021. The proposed income was 448 million and 448 and 5 million. Amount is income up to 448 million and 5,100. Amount is income up to November 2021 is T shillings 203 million 2,150. The national conference income in December forecast at the TZS 180 million, which we may realize the projected income by 85%. The proposed expenditure was 392, 923, 650. Amount expenditure up to November 2021 is 175,825,935, with amount to be expected for national conference at the tune of 135 million. We may record an expenditure of almost 79% of the budget. In 2021, we missed the target by a large margin of 6% of the budget. We were able to attain this because of international conference, where we earned more than 200 million. Membership fees, which is the primary source of IT income, the collection is very poor. This is because we only collect 12% from members despite many recommendations. Payment of membership fees on time for members. IT ERB relationship ties, especially on members. Debtors collection period should be lowered to make the institution liquid. Deleting of members in arrears. This is just what I was just suggesting. Deleting of members. Proposed budget for 2022. The recurring expenditure budget for the year 2022, as provided in a separate sheet, is projected as follows. Income in the tune of 526 million. Expenditure 480,750, and the balance of 46,519,250. In this case, fundraising to sustain IET operation budget for 2022 is proposed to be as follows. The following are some of the proposed fundraising ideas. All members to pay their annual fees, as pointed out. Consenting members 55 years of age and above to pay their life membership fees. Many short courses on CPD offered by the institutions. Advertising in the IET journal and newsletter. Soliciting donation and promotion. Arbitration and adjudication services. IET fundraising dinner, and there's an idea of coming up with a number of souvenirs in the IET name and logo. audited accounts for the year 2020. Audited accounts. Mr. President, fellow engineers, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor that I now submit to this 45th AGM the audited account for the year ending December 31st, 2020. Please refer to the attachment. So we can quickly go through the audited accounts. I'll just take you through quickly. I know that time is not on our side. So, few pages that can highlight the financial situation of our institution. Go to page 2. Statement of financial position as of 31st December 2020. As you can see, non-current assets, properties, plant and equipment. It's detailed in note 2, but it has been depreciated from 21 million to 17. Receivables and payments. As you can see, we discussed about this. If you go to note 3, you'll see all the subscription in arrears and a number of other bad debts, as well as debts which the institution is entitled to pay, and cash and bank, as you can see, the equity and liability funds and fund and reserves. There's capital fund. We're still maintaining it. Yeah. So this is the situation. You go to total equity and liability. As you can see, the numbers are a bit going down compared to the previous year. So a number of reasons. 2020, there was COVID and stuff. And you can go to page 3. Yeah, page 3 has a lot of information. I think page 3 is the crucial page. Almost all the information with regards to the institution for the past 3 years are here. As you can see, the subscription which was collected, it went down compared to 2019, and operating expenditures. You can see the operating expenditures are listed here, salaries and all those other payments that we had made. So we had a total income of 472 million, with total expenditure of 414 million. So we sort of have encountered a surplus of 57 million. However, a number of times, like now we are in December, we have collected a number of collections from the AGM and conference, but some of the payments will be made all the way to 2022. Even some of the outstanding will be received in 2022 from a number of other, from the participants of the AGM. So briefly, I would say this is the situation of our institution. We can still go through. The auditor had reviewed our situation, and I'll just summarize findings from the auditor. So briefly, in the year 2020, if you go back to the Treasurer's report, a gain of, as I had pointed out, 57 million is noted. From the number of receivables where we have accounted for, despite of being not collected, the 2020 audited account provided for bad debts because of the long outstanding. Council has received the financial statement and directed committee to ensure that operations plan are well followed to record greater and sustaining surplus. To improve internal controls over all payments and ensure that proper documentations are in place. Council has reaffirmed that all payments made have been endorsed by the Executive Secretary and approved by Honorary Treasurer. Council noted that the Executive Secretary endorsed and Treasurer approved all expenditures. Duly bank all cash received and carry month's bank reconciliation. A vigorous follow-up of membership subscription is required as subscription in arrears. This has been discussed. Item B, auditors for the year 2021. The Council proposed Mkuki Consultants, Certified Public Accountant, whom was accepted to provide audit services for the year 2021 accounts, is proposed at the proposed fee of 1 million shillings. I request this annual general meeting to approve the same as the institution auditor for the year 2021. Dear members, I wish to recognize support of the Finance and Investment Committee, Secretariats, as well as the entire Council for their valuable input in facilitating Treasurer's activities, as well as this 2021 Treasurer's Report. Together with this report, we have attached the proposed budget for 2022. Most of the stuff are more or less the same, but I'll just point out two main items that I think we need to be noted. If you go to the last but one page of capital expenditure, there are items that have been proposed. Purchase of vehicle for the institution, which has been given a sum of 15 million. Purchase of office laptop, improvement on furnitures and air condition, and purchase of a generator. So the total capital expenditure of 30 million is provided for the year 2022. Together with the capital expenditure, we are also intending, because now if you go to our financials, we only have one outstanding debtor. Now we are indebted with the National Construction Council. Ambao in National Construction Council anatudai a sum of 24 million. We are intending to start working on it by at least pay half of it early 2022, and we'll see how things go. Then we can keep on reducing to make sure that the institution has got no outstandings in their books. So this I wish to recognize, as I've recognized all the support on behalf of Engineer Esther Christopher, who has been really working hard. Amepambana kweli kweli. Mimi nimekuja hapa kusoma tu report. I have to be honest. Treasurer wetu, as we know, ni mama, na huu mwaka amejaliwa kupata mtoto. Kwa katikati ya hekaheka za kupata mtoto, na bado na hizi numbers alikuwa anapambana nazo, na report ametoa. Mimi nimekuja nayo hapa, ndio maana kuna maeneo nilikuwa na struggle, kwa sababu nimekuja hapa kusoma tu, na nilimwambia I will only read your report. Alipambana nayo akaiandaa. So naomba nimpongeze, nichukue nafasi hii kumpongeza Engineer Esther Christopher. Ameshindwa kuwa pamoja nasi, lakini tumpongeze kwa kazi kubwa aliyoifanya. Naomba kuwasilisha.
Thank you very much, Vice President and Chairperson of FIAC, for presenting the report from the Honorary Treasurer. On behalf of the Honorary Treasurer, as customary, I will request for discussions, observations, or comments before we adopt this. The floor is open. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable the Acting Treasurer. Thank you for the report, and thank you, Mr. Chairman, for this opportunity. For me, I was just looking into the proposed budget for 2022, and I looked into the item called subscriptions, where if we look into 2021, the budget was 65 million, and 2022 it is 45,500,000. I would like to know the
Is it in the income or expenditure?
proposed budget. The summary, the last but one page. Income and the collection. Yes, income and the collection. Income and the collection. If you look at, I was looking at the number of the item. I could not tell. My papers are really binded. I cannot even see the number. But you see the subscriptions. The subscriptions, eh? So I wanted just to know the reason. I thought this would be higher than the 2021. So why should it be lower than 2021? Thank you. In addition to that, why 700? I don't know, 700, is it the engineers to pay subscriptions? And why 700? Because I thought the number is around 4,000 and something. I don't know if I'm correct with the translation.
Okay. Okay. We labda ni kwa sababu tumekuwa carried away na ku write off. We will look into it again and see how. Yeah. Yeah. Anasema we'll look at it maybe. Reducing, yes, sure.
Let me explain what has happened there. In the year 2021 budget, which is prepared a year earlier, the membership which we believed would pay the subscription, we thought would be higher. But as we went by, and when we sat with the auditor, we found out that it was not happening, and we had difficulty in collections. So if you look at page number 2 of the annual subscription, which is the guidance to us, that the paid up members were 401, while a year before it was 439. But in 2021, the paid up members increased. However, we are projecting that due to the arrears in increase, and our auditor has advised us that we have to change our accounting system into actuals, not on arrears, because if we do not change that, and if this AGM does not...
I would like to know how long does it take for a date to be a bad date? Is it 1 year, after 12 months, or after some years? Because if these people are existing, and we have put mechanisms in place, including renewing practicing license as a trap where these people are going to pay, there is no need of writing off dates every year, if you ask me. That is one. 2, I will suggest the payment methods to be clear to the members and easy to pay. These days, people are so busy, but there are so many easy methods of somebody paying while doing other business in his office somewhere. So we need to the methods to be easy and clear and accessible to the members for easy or payments of subscriptions. I submit.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The acting Honorable Treasurer will respond.
Okay, asante sana. With regard to writing off, basically that's why we read an article in the, from our constitution. Our constitution states that if you are 12 months in arrears, you're supposed to be deregistered. Now automatically that has to be written off if we impliedly take it from our constitution. So that's what we did. To request hapa ku write off your amount based on what is referred in our constitution. Now with regards to payment method, we agree. Kweli tumekuwa tuna changamoto namna ya kulipa, ingawa we have tried our level best. Tuna means nyingi. You can pay through M-Pesa, ambayo is the easiest means ya kulipa. Ukiwa na simu tu, you pay it direct to institution. Tuna namba ya kulipa. You can pay direct to the bank. Lakini sasa hivi there's an agreement tuna finalize, tunategemea kukubaliana na agent. Tuliangalia, tulipata submission kutoka kwa a number of agents. Now we are finalizing. I think we are in the final stages. We haven't signed. Have we signed? We have not signed yet, but tuko kwenye final stages na Celcom. So probably early next year tutasign na Celcom. Baada ya hapo it will be easy to collect, na tutawapa pia wao power ya kuhamasisha na collect as much as possible, kwa sababu there's a portion ambayo na wao watakuwa wanaipata kutokana na hiyo collection. Thank you.
Engineer Nko, maybe I can add on to what he spoke about, though he explained to you very clearly. There are two things. One is that our accounting system is different than what is in the Constitution. Our Constitution does not allow on accruals. It says you pay, like ERB, if you don't pay immediately, it is in the notice board that you are no longer a practicing engineer. If you do so, you are against the law. So the same thing has been reflected in the Constitution. So the auditor has asked us to request this August gathering today to allow us to have an accounting system which is on actual, not accrual. That we receive, it is recorded. We don't receive it, it is an accrual but not recorded. And now it means that, for example, if I have not paid my dues for 2 years, in the book, I'm not there, but in the other book, they will still follow me up to pay my dues. However, when I pay my dues, then that dues will be called penalties in order to be reinstated. Otherwise, then it will become a taxable item. That is what we were advised by the auditor, which we as council agreed to that discussion. On the second side, we, like he said, are in discussion with Celcom. Celcom are charging us only 2%, which is less than if we compare to DPO, where there's an organization in Dar es Salaam, as well as the mobile, M-Pesa, whatever, because they have a lot of deduction. So we are basically looking forward to engage Celcom, because 2% is quite good, and they are all over the country. And the transfer time for the money to be given, to be deposited in a bank account is within 2 to 4 hours. So that one we will inform all the members before the next AGM. As far as your last question was touching base on, is that all engineers are our members. If they have not paid, we have a system in place to follow them up. Reminders are being set continuously by emails, and we also use the telephones. we have also contracted some engineers or engineers to follow them up. So hopefully by the next AGM we'll be having good news. Thank you very much for your good question. May I request the lady there, please? Can we give her the mic, please?
Asante sana kwa wasilisho zuri. Swali langu liko kwenye ukurasa namba 12 na to be specific on note number 3B. Pale umeonyesha baadhi ya taasisi ambazo zinadaiwa na ile ina heading yani other receivables. Kwa labda presenter, labda for the benefit of this meeting, labda tungepata mifano ya hizi other receivables. Lakini kingine cha kushauri katika hizi other receivables, kama kuna component ya subscription isingekuwa embedded kwa taasisi, kwa sababu subscription inatokana na membership, na membership ni mkataba kati ya IT na individual engineer, sio kati ya IT na taasisi husika. Kwa hiyo labda tungepata kwanza kidogo ufafanuzi kwanza, hivi other receivable zina component gani, lakini na hilo la pili nalo pia ningeomba ufafanuzi wake. Asante.
Asante sana. Mimi ningeomba kabla sijaanza kukujibu, naomba tunapoongea tuwe tunajitambulisha ili kumsaidia ES aweze kuweka records zake sawa sawa.
Kwa majina naitwa Engineer Violet Ram, nafanya kazi ya EWURA.
Asante Engineer Violet. Sasa kwenye other receivables ndo nilifafanua hapa kidogo, lakini nadhani nilikuwa naongea haraka. Kinachotokea, mfano kama sasa hivi tunafanya mkutano, unatokea EWURA naomba nitumie mfano wa EWURA. Mfano sasa hivi EWURA imeleta maengineer wake. Nimeona hapa wawili watatu na watambua. EWURA inapo confirm kwamba maengineer wake watakuja, inasema tutaleta maengineer 20. Sisi tukipata confirmation kutoka kwa EWURA tuna accept, na ndio maana unaweza kuattend mkutano bila hata kuwa umelipa upfront. Kwa hiyo kinachotokea baada ya kuconfirm ukaja ukaattend, yale malipo kama haya, mfano unaona hii inaonekana hapa ya Ngorongoro ya TANESCO, ni kwamba malipo yake yalikuwa ni malipo haya ya conference. Kwa malipo yakaja kuingia mwaka unaofuata. Kwa kwenye financials za 2021 hizi amount zitakuja kuonekana. Yaani amount ya Ngorongoro, ya TANESCO, zote zinazoonekana hapa zote ni za conference. Ni payments za maengineer wao ku attend conference. Lakini kwa sababu hii conference tunaifanya hapa December na mahesabu yetu yana cover mwaka, kwa malipo yakija mwaka mwingine tu automatically inabidi yaingie kwenye financials za mwaka unaofuata. Nadhani imeeleweka. Kuhusu malipo ya subscription, kwa kawaida sisi tunachokifanya hatuiwekei taasisi, lakini kuna taasisi huwa zina request. Kuna taasisi ambazo zinalipia members wake. Kwa tukipokea request kutoka kwa taasisi, kama ikituambia tunaomba mtupe list ya maengineer wetu, tunataka tuwalipie subscription, sisi tunachukua list. Kama ni EWURA wametuomba, tuna identify watu wa EWURA wote ambao ni members wa institution na amount wanazodaiwa, tuna submit invoice, then inalipwa. Lakini hatuwezi kuipeleka tu invoice kwa taasisi bila taasisi kuomba. Otherwise ile deni linabaki kwa yule individual. Asante.
Thank you very much. Any other observation? I request who is going to propose the accounts and the report and the accounts presented. Okay. Seconded? Shabir. Thank you very much. This report and the accounts are adopted at this AGM. We now move to item number 9, which is the appointment of auditor. It is our tradition that when we appoint the auditor, we must have a confirmation from the auditor in form of a letter. So I will request the secretariat, do you have the letter? Ipo sasa. I will request Engineer Gwakisa to honor us with these details.
Asante, Chairman. The item was already presented in the in the Honorary Treasurer's report, so I'll read it again, the fact that it's a standalone agenda. So the Council proposed Mkuki Consultants, Certified Public Accountant, whom has accepted to provide audit services for our 2021 accounts at a proposed fee of 1 million Tanzanian shillings. I request this annual general meeting to approve the same as the institution auditor for the year 2021. Kwenye Treasurer's report, peji ya mwisho kabisa, kuna barua ya Mkuki na Nyota. The last page ya kwenye attachments the Treasurer's report. Kuna mtu ameiona au haipo? I have to apologize then. I have the letter with me. Naomba niisome. Our reference here, 29th, it was written on 29th November 2021. Executive Secretary, the Institution of Engineers Tanzania, PO Box, Dar es Salaam. Dear Sir, audit of your financial statement for the year ending 31st December 2021. We thank you for reappointing us your auditor for the year ended 31st December 2021, and we humbly accept appointment, assuring you the best of our services at the time. Yours faithfully, Mkuki Consultants. So I have the letter, and again, it was already presented in the Honorary Treasurer's report. So I request this AGM to accept Mkuki na Nyota as our auditor for the year 2021. I submit.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Engineer Gwakisa. Item number 9 is the appointment of the auditor as explained. Are we all in agreement? Yeah. Thank you very much. So Mkuki is now going to audit our accounts for the year 2022. Before we go to item number 10, so that we can all have a good rest, the notice for this meeting was circulated, and it was mentioned that if there is any AOB, it should be written to the Secretariat. Because there were no AOB in written form, that particular item is now not included in this meeting. So I will request one approval motion from you. Last year, we had our president called Engineer Advocate Menyamanga. He performed very well, and unfortunately, because of COVID-19, our interaction was not much. So may I get your permission to recognize him Can I recognize him? So may I request our delegate from Zanzibar to come forward to give him a token of appreciation. Muhammad Jai, please, can you come forward? And may I request Engineer Menyamanga to come forward, please? This token of appreciation is on behalf of the council and all your behalf. So may I request another huge round of applause for this very dedicated engineer. Every good thing comes to an end, and I believe that together with the National Conference, this 45th Annual General Meeting has transpired well. So I have this opportunity to close this annual general meeting. So it's an adjournment because we have a 2 years plan for the next year. So we now close this annual general meeting. Thank you very much for attendance and journey mercies as you go back home. Asanteni sana. Happy Christmas and Merry Christmas well in advance. Okay.
Mbona mnaondoka kabla jamani? AGM imeisha, kuna matangazo mafupi tu, dakika moja tu. Once again, wale wanaokwenda kwenye mbuga za wanyama